There's not many lottery ticket tight ends just sitting there on the waiver wire. Matter of fact, it's rare year to year that you see a lottery ticket tight end start getting some run, start getting some snaps, opportunity, routes ran on the field. But last week, one of our favorite deep dart throw tight ends got some work. And today we're going to deep dive Oronde Gadsden, tight end of the Chargers, to see whether or not you need him for your fantasy football team. This is going to be dependent on your strategy and format. But again, there's very few lottery ticket tight ends that could be league changers out there. So you may want to explore this. I found some good data here that might change your mind one way or the other. So you're going to have to watch the full video. But before we dig in, though, you're going to need to click that subscribe button right now, because we're looking at these players every day, doing deep dives, looking at the advanced analytics, their history, their situation, how they fit on the team, everything else, so you know whether or not to pick them up. We're looking at the waiver wire every day. We're looking at stash plays. We're doing rankings. We're looking at the matchups to help you set your lineups. It's all right here. It's free. Click that button. Stop missing out. Gadsden here. 7 targets last week against the Broncos, a tough defense. 5 balls caught, 46 yards, 9.2 yards per catch, 6.57 yards per target, 9.6 PPR fantasy points. So when you're looking at him, you're like, who is this guy? And a lot of people's talking him up. Like, all of a sudden. They didn't really talk about him during Dynasty season. We talked about him during rookie camp when he was making plays. We were talking about the Chargers a lot, and we were watching him. We were saying, hey, this is a player to pay attention to. This is a player that could fit with Herbert very well. We went over that over in the offseason. That's why you need to click that subscribe button. We don't stop. We find things that other people don't. And you're looking at him. He was a 3-star recruit out of high school, former wide receiver. We go to Syracuse. His father's Oronde Gadsden, played for the Dolphins. So we have that in our profile too. So we got the genetic markers. Remember back in Madden? Back in, I think it was Madden 06? When you tried to make your player through your parents' genetics? We got half that already. And you're looking at this at Syracuse. And you're seeing him break out year 2 as a wide receiver. 61 catches, 975 yards, 6 touchdowns. And then we convert to tight end, 934 yards, 7 touchdowns, 73 balls caught. Those are elite numbers. Those are elite numbers. Like, if people are talking about Tyler Warren, they should be also talking about Oronde Gadsden. And you're looking at the yards per route ran, 3.53, 2.3. Anything over 2 for a tight end is nasty. His ADOTs, 10.3, 9.2, 12.2, 9, 11 on his career. That's nasty. That's nasty. Usually for a tight end, average, even college or pro level, ADOT 6, 7, 8. Like, they're just short target merchants, really, and you're just hoping they scored a touchdown. So that's why they're so volatile in fantasy football. That's why some weeks out of the year, that 6th, 7th, 8th best tight end only scores like 3 to 5 points more than the 25th best tight end in fantasy. That's why they're just short target merchants. But he has the ability to get it downfield. And he's paired with Justin Herbert, who's aggressive with it downfield. You're seeing it this year. Quentin Johnston coming in. You're seeing him being solid this year. He's ramping up every year. Then you're seeing Keenan Allen look good. You're seeing Ladd McConkey get some work, even though there's a little reduction there. But he can be dominant. There are not many tight ends out there that you can say, hey, he's dominant at the college level. He can be dominant. He can take over games. That is good to see. And you're seeing this from a market share standpoint. This is ownership of the passing production, 32.1%, age 19, early breakout age. That's at wide receiver, but still. Running routes, getting downfield. That's what we care about the tight end position. Everything else gets him on the field. So if you're on the field, you're getting on the field. This is where we need to win at, and this is a prerequisite to wide receivers. And if a tight end's hitting like this, it's really good to being a top-tier asset. He's got a lot of good indicators. A lot of good indicators here. And at age 19, he was breaking out big time at tight end, 19.4%. This is a tight end prospect that has some very good advanced analytics to his name. And you're looking at all this, screenshot this, pulled this off Twitter, yards per route run 2.02, top tier for a tight end prospect. Just top tier, 10.95 on his career on average depth of target, as we already went over on PFF. He gets the deep targets downfield. He's a top tier prospect and good size adjusted athleticism for the position. 65th percentile, and speed score 61st percentile. Burst scores above average, 6'5", 243. We're hitting all the specs there. And honestly, at the tight end spot, when you're like 90th percentile, a lot of those guys don't tend to hit because they kind of can just get by with the athleticism. He's got nuance. He's got technical skills. He can break off routes. 19.2 breakout age, 91st percentile among tight ends. 14.3 yards per reception, 75th percentile among tight ends. 80th percentile college dominator rating, so that's like market share. Market share is the ownership of passing yards in the offense. So the higher the number, the more dominant you are of the production. College dominator is roughly the same thing, but it has the touchdowns thrown in with it. So he was a dominant force in his offense, which is rare to see at the tight end position in college. And typically, if you're a dominant force at tight end, odds are you're going to develop one way, shape, or form to being valuable at tight end at the NFL level. May not be for fantasy, but his numbers indicate that for fantasy, there's some upside there. Now you're looking at this depth chart. You got Will Dissly, Tyler Conklin, Oronde Gadsden. Dissly's been banged up. Tyler Conklin's had his moments. And then Oronde Gadsden's been looking solid. Dissly's been banged up. He's been productive in fantasy off and on. He's been fine for the tight end spot. But really, when you look at the numbers, there's nothing here that's really going to push the Chargers forward. There's really nothing here. Like, good enough to get the job done, good enough to be on the field, good enough to help the team from a football standpoint, but nothing here to really set them apart, get them over the top. Good enough to get the job done, though. I can't really say anything really bad about Will Dissly, tight end-wise. Fantasy-wise, you can definitely say that the upside isn't there outside the system. Tyler Conklin, kind of the same thing. He's explosive. He's a little bit more agile. But still, when you look at his prospect profile, there's nothing really there that really sets him apart to being that piece that gets the Chargers over the top. When you're really looking at this, you're looking at dominator rating, you're looking at everything else. Breakout age, 21.1. College dominator rating was fine, but you're looking at Central Michigan there. Yards per reception, 70th percentile in college. But we had some time here in the NFL, and we had some moments. We're not bad. We're okay. But you're looking at the route participation rates, and Gadsden really just had one game. 28%, 15 routes, yards per route run, 3. Looking, so that's huge for a tight end. That's huge because they're already soaking up the short targets, short target merchants. 8 snaps in the slot. He's ahead of the other tight ends already in slot routes. Now you're looking at Tyler Conklin, 7. Route participation rate, 29. Routes ran per game, 11.6. Yards per route ran, 1.4. Will Dissly, 0.86. Not looking solid. But Gadsden comes in and makes things happen in here. And you're looking at the game log per PFF. Routes ran. Conklin ran 15. Gadsden ran 15. Both getting the same amount of work. The targets went to Gadsden. Gadsden is the guy that's going to create the separation. He's got the technical nuance. He's a tight end wide receiver hybrid. He's just got more to his game. And we saw that back in rookie camp. Minicamp OTAs. That's why you hit subscribe now, because I will have those clips. I will have the news every single day from your team's practice. Even if you're not going to pick them up, I will be watching your team in camp. I'll be watching them, and I will have the clips. I'll have them curated, and then with the news, I'll be talking about it, rambling nonstop like I'm doing now. And you're looking at the targets here. Gadsden already leads the tight ends with targets. He already does. He leads the team in red zone targets. He's getting targeted on almost 47% of his routes. That's a lot. That's immense. That means Herbert is out there getting ready to field the snap. And he's like, Gadsden's out there. He's one of my main reads right now. I'm going high to low, low to high, wherever I'm at. I know my read progressions. I got Keenan's been killing it. Ladd's been killing it. Quinton's been killing it. But Gadsden's getting targeted on almost 50% of his routes. It's got a small sample, but he's got a small sample of building a rapport to do that. 7 targets, a target share of 15 versus target shares of 3 and 3. There's something brewing here. He's a lottery ticket dart throw. The numbers are looking good. Looking good. 8 out of 8.2. Now, that's not what he posted in college. But you go look at all the 8-outs of the top tight ends. They're above 7. They're 8, 9, 10. And this is a small sample. You got 58 air yards in that game. And you're going with QJ over the top. You got Ladd and Keenan out there. Makes sense. This is a tight end prospect that's more than just a tight end. And like what we said in the spring, like the Chargers are low-key building a dynasty here. It's starting from the bottom here with these later picks. He fits so well with this team. His skill set fits so well with Justin Herbert. It fits so well. And this is something this team needed. They needed a playmaker at tight end. They needed somebody else there. They needed that. Especially before we even got deeper into the training camp, before we knew Keenan was going to be there. We had a couple young wide receivers that are still there. They have immense upside. We're talking about Trey Harris, Keandre Lambert-Smith. They killed this draft. Everybody's talking about the Browns draft with what they did on defense, Harold Fannin, but they killed this draft. You're looking at what he's doing on the field. Like, it's a small sample. 15 routes in that game, 2 red zone targets. He's 13th among tight ends in red zone targets already. 13th. ADOT's 5th. He's 5th in ADOT. Average depth of target at 8.3. He's got him 5th among tight ends. Like I said, that ADOT is going to be huge for him if he can develop a target share. If he develops a target share, that's huge. He's got 4 first read targets. 4 first read targets. 12.9% of his targets are first read. This is a guy that is getting work. His deep target rate 0, but his motion rate 4.5. They're moving him around. His catchable target rate's okay. It's 71.4%, 28th among tight ends, because tight ends usually get the shorter routes. They're easier to convert. His yak's fine, but he doesn't have enough sample to really build anything yet. First downs per route ran, number 1. Yards per route ran, number 1 among all tight ends. This is a tight end prospect that if you're looking for a lottery ticket tight end, here you go. Target separation's 32nd, but we don't have a sample yet that's large enough to really get you anything. On top of that, it's the tight end position, and his ADOT's top 5, so he's running deeper routes, so you got to keep that in check. He's not going to get those shorter routes to create that separation more easily. He's got to work for his separation a little bit more. Contested catch rate, though, 13th right now among tight ends. And you're looking at Will Dissly. Knee sidelined at practice on Wednesday. He could be the thorn in your side, but this is more of a long-term play. Now, if you're here for Dynasty, yes. Yes, take that shot. Everyone's taking that shot. I should have did this video yesterday, but I had to do the Wednesday content. Yes. Yes. Yes, that's why you need to be following me, Rookie Camp, OTAs, Mini Camp, and just listen and just sit back and take it in. That's why you got to hit that subscribe button. Like, I'm not lying. Like, I dig and dig and dig and share. That's all I do here. I don't really tell you who to pick up, but I just dig and dig and dig and dig and share. That is my whole premise here. Dig, share what resonates with you. Because you're smart. You're probably smarter than me. I got the humbleness to say that. And you're looking at this offense right now. He's leading the team in targets. Well, Dissly had 2 games. Conklin's had 3 games. Conklin's a veteran. He's leading the team in targets. He's a late-round pick, too. So he had all these odds with him being a late-round pick stacked against him. He's still leading the tight ends and targets on this team. Look at what they did last year. 481 yards by Dissly. 15% target share. ADOT 4.6. Look at that. Look at that. Of course they want something new. Of course they want something else. Of course they want a pass catcher downfield. Put those dots together. Of course they want their offense to be more explosive. Of course they want all that. Of course they want the pass blocking and all that too. They want all that. But when they got to put up points, or they going to want an 8 out of 4.6, a guy that can only muster you 481 yards on a 15% target share, or you want a guy like Gadsden there, who they're already showing that they're interested in. So why you need him? You want a lottery ticket tight end. And this is the hot one. This is the hot one. This is the hot lottery ticket tight end right now, guys. And you may want to look at him. The risk is he's a rookie tight end. Tight ends take some years to develop usually. But we're in a system here that can funnel his production. But the fact is, we called him a lottery ticket tight end. So if you have him as an asset class and you're just stashing and storing and you're just playing the strategy, then you understand what you got. If you're picking him up thinking and guaranteeing yourself he's the next big thing, or if you're already going to start putting him in lineups, or if you're taking this as a call, like as a guarantee, then you're going to mess yourself up. You're always going to do that. And maybe in your reality, it is going to mess up. And maybe for the guys here looking at him as a lottery ticket, it's not going to mess up. Maybe that's the case. Beauty's in the eye of the beholder. Understand what you're picking up here. There's very few lottery ticket tight ends. Usually they get drafted, they get held on to. They're your Tyler Warrens. They get drafted pretty high. This is one you can pick up right now. Your waivers ran. He's probably sitting there. In your competitive, more deeper leagues, no. Dynasty should have been picked up. If you've been following me, you would have picked him up, or you at least would have thought about it when we were doing the coverage. I did have one video out on him. It's very hard to get enough clips on a tight end that's that far in the draft, but we did get a video out on him. We talked about him. We talked about how he fit in this offense, how he looked in this offense. You need to take a hard look at him and think about him. Let me know what you think in the comments below. I want to hear about that. Make sure you hit that subscribe button on the way out. One thing for watching. Catch you on the next video.